Airlines around the world paint their aircraft with a livery, signifying the company, using a set of colours and symbols, usually connected to the country they're based in. And from time to time, airlines will change livery. Let's find out why. Do subscribe to Globetrotting for a lot more aviation analysis to come, where we aim to answer your burning questions. Many airlines change their liveries when undergoing a rebrand. Most of the time, when an airline returns to, say, profitability, they may introduce a new livery and also an updated logo, along with some other upgrades, including the cabin, new planes, amongst others. It's really a refresh. Gulf Air, for example, introduced a new livery once they received their first 787 Dreamliner, which came with an upgrade on its onboard product. Airlines ensure that their branding will evolve into today's modern times, especially airlines that have a long history, like Alaska Airlines and their smiling Eskimo guy. Most of the time, the rebranding is a success. However, there are also some unsuccessful ones. For example, back in 1997, when British Airways decided to replace its livery with icons and art form around the world, dubbing them the World Tails, this was of course pretty popular, especially with plane spotters. However, it was the opposite in the United Kingdom when it came to politicians, with one going as far as covering a model aircraft with the World Tail with tissue paper saying, "We fly the British flag, not these awful things." As a result, British Airways eventually adopted their current livery, previously reserved for the Concorde, in 2001. This is an example of where sometimes liveries can be controversial. Rare changes include when two airlines merge into one single airline, with the best example being the merger of LAN and TAM, and they merged into LATAM, and introduced a new livery on all of their aircraft using this new branding. This was a very lengthy process, and the time it takes for liveries to be updated can also vary with multiple factors, such as the availability of the facilities to paint the said plane. Painting an aircraft also means that the type will have to be taken out of service for a period, something to consider. The costs also associated with the planes and more. For some carriers, there's also the consideration of the timeline for retirement of the said aircraft, and if it's, say, practical to introduce the said new livery on a plane that will be retired in only a few years. Hence why, in some cases, say with Etihad Airways, we've seen their old livery remain flying until the aircraft type was retired. But of course for them, paired with a difficult financial position, it wasn't totally feasible for them to be investing millions upon millions in upgrading every aircraft very quickly. There are also other reasons for a livery change, or at least part of the livery. Zip Air Tokyo, for example, had to change its Z on the tail into a set of shapes to avoid any negative reaction and connection due to the letter being a symbol of a pro-Russian invasion. Of course, this is an extreme, but it gives you an idea of how liveries play such an important part in giving people a perception of the brand and what you can expect. Changing an airline's livery can either result in a better livery, a worse one, or something in between. That is always though subject to the person's opinion. The best livery changes that we've seen in recent times could be your Etihad Airways, Cathay Pacific, and of course American Airlines, which has grown on many people. The sad reality is though, many airlines nowadays usually paint their aircraft in the Euro white scheme, with a white fuselage and a coloured tail. But some airlines have gone bold. Condor, for example, changed their livery with stripes spanning across the fuselage of the aircraft, and they're always different colours depending on the type. The news about the livery definitely broke the internet, but did draw mixed criticism. Where do you stand on that front? Generally though, unless there is a major, and once again to reiterate, major rebrand, most carriers have strict requirements for adjusting the livery. Take a look at Qantas. Their livery has largely stayed the same through the decades, keeping the iconic flying roux on the tail. Rather, in the most recent livery update, they brushed it up, giving it a sleeker and more futuristic feel as we head into the next few decades, but largely it stayed the same. Airlines, as part of their identity and branding, are often repainting aircraft with a standardized look, but once in a while, a new beginning or major refresh is what a carrier needs, hence a new identity is born. Now it's over to you. In recent history, what is your favorite airline livery rebrand or refresh? Do let us know below in the comments. Some potential options could be Air Canada, American Airlines, Etihad Airways, United, and many more. Thank you very much for watching this video here on Globetrotting. Your support is greatly appreciated. Do take care, and we will see you next time.